The first rule about Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. The second rule about Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. Looks like I'm gonna be breaking some rules then. Yes, today I'm going to be reviewing Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. I was first introduced to this story several years ago when I watched the movie, and at the time I did not know that it was a book, so a little recently I discovered that it was in fact a book and I needed to read it. So I did. So Fight Club is about Fight Club. The narrator of the story meets an enigmatic man named Tyler Durden, and he is the host of this thing called Fight Club. But basically it's a club where a bunch of men meet in the basement of bars and fight. Essentially. So like I mentioned, I went into this book having already seen the movie, so I knew how it ended. I knew about the plot twist. But to be honest, I don't think it took away from my personal reading experience with it. I actually thought it was quite intriguing reading this book and picking up on all the clues and little hints, and I thought it was really cleverly woven into the story. I think it was done really well, and if I hadn't seen the movie, I don't think I would have picked up on it, to be honest. So it was definitely a really interesting reading experience, knowing what was happening and being able to recognize all these little things that kind of reveal it, but very, very subtly. When I first dove into this book, however, it did take me a little while to get used to the writing style, but I did end up really enjoying it when I got into the flow of things. And I feel like I learnt something from this book. I'm assuming that these are quite factual, but the narrator does have these little snippets where he explains different things like how to make a bomb or film reels in cinemas and really interesting things like that. I was also really fascinated by the narrator of the story as well, especially since I knew how things were turning out. He's quite an unreliable narrator, so it was very interesting seeing how he told the story, and in addition to picking up on all the little hints and everything. One thing you may or may not have noticed so far through this review is I have not told you the narrator's name, and that's because I have no idea. The book does not disclose his real name, and it actually took me about half of the book to pick up on that fact. It just suddenly dawned on me, and I was like, wait a second, what is this guy's name? And I tried to flick back to see if I had just skipped over it, but no, it actually does not tell you his name. So overall, I really enjoyed Fight Club. It was an interesting read, to say the least. But yeah, I give it 4 out of 5 stars. I definitely recommend reading this and also watching the movie because it's a good movie. I liked it. But yeah, that's all I've got to say about Fight Club. If you have read this book and or watched the movie, I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. But in particular, how long did it take you to pick up on the fact that we don't know the narrator's name? I'd be very curious to see. My dad's cooking. Can you tell? But yes, that is all. I really hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I will see you next time.